Another video today for WWE2k19. This time we're going to be doing arenas. So I've just finally figured out that the image uploader works. So if you're on it, go get there and go upload all your images for the game. Basically what I'm going to do is I've uploaded a 1997 WCW logo pack. And so what I want to do is create my first arena, which was my big arena from last year's game. It was better people out there than me. But with all that said, I actually think that I did pretty well with that one. So what I'm going to do is create it again. I have no idea what I'm doing, so bear with me as I get used to it. I'm just going to pick that template too. And so I'm going to go through with you everything I'm going to create. Just so you know, I do have loads of images with me. And what I do is, not that I cheat, I just actually want to make sure that everything is as accurate as it possibly can be. So what I do is I have saved loads of images from the network. I've literally gone on the WE network and watched the programs. And the reason I've done that is so that I can create the best arena for everybody to watch the pay-per-views that I have, and to make sure that everything is as accurate as it can be. So basically, this is all new. Some of this is new to me, so please, again, bear with me. I'm not perfect at the game yet. I'm learning. I'm still trying to throw stuff out, get it all going. So just watch, and probably best not to listen to me. But what I love is that they've now changed Mexico Tour, Japan 10. They've added so many more crowd types. It's a really fun thing that they've done. The only issue that I have is that they haven't got WCW. How have they not got WCW? But the best thing you can do is use like 98 to 2003. That's probably going to be about right for WE. Oh wow, this is cool. So you've now got a difference with the announce table. You don't just have to have the old style monitors. You can use these new HD touchscreen or whatever they're going to be using nowadays, which is really fun that they do that. This is, again, really cool additive. I like that they let you be able to switch up things. I really don't care too much about that, but there it is. Now, a movie display, main movie. So I think I'm just going to turn these off because actually, well, what I want is pattern A. This is all a bit weird for me at the moment. Electronic billboard off, please. No, pattern A. I'm just going to come out of there because what I want to do is make sure that I get everything correct first. So the stage construction is always the biggest thing for me. I'm pretty sure that I've let you guys down here and I have not told you exactly what I'm building. Basically what I'm doing is the Starcade 1997 arena. So I'm just trying to go through this because they've changed the way this looks. Actually, it used to be a lot easier to create things. Okay, so there's basically the same stuff, but the only problem I've got here is that they don't seem to have like a way of... Ah, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to delete everything first. That's what I wanted to do, because now I feel like I can actually start from scratch and I can get exactly what I want into the game. Now, last year I made Starcade 97 Arena, and I realized almost immediately that there was something I could have done better that I didn't do. And so this year I'm going to do it better. And so what I'm going to do is put that in there. And then I'm going to add the image that I've created. In fact, that might be too big, that Titantron. I guess what I'm trying to do here this year is make something that looks the way that I want it to be as real like as possible. That is my sort of sole aim on all content, is to make everything as real as possible now. There you go. Is that actually in line? I've never been a fan of their camera angles with the creation because I just don't think they do it well. You know, when I'm looking at that there, it looks completely off center to how it should be. There you go. That looks about right. Whoa. There you go. Move that back and then right back to where it should be about there. So hopefully that's sitting on the floor now. That's my hope. And then obviously the pattern, I want to create Starcade, so actually I want it to be as small as possible because I really don't want it to be visible at all. So let's see if I can just switch out these colors. Yep. Black background and then no pattern, images. Now let's see if this has worked because I added some images, so custom images. There you go, there's Starcade 97. Now apply, edit image. Nope. Apply. Single. Thank you. Now, this is awesome because what they've done actually really helps me make the Starcade arena that I want because they had a ginormous Starcade sign and that looks absolutely perfect to me, to how it really looked. There obviously wasn't a screen, but the way that I work around just having the logo is to put a black screen, minimalistic, no metal anywhere, just the screen itself, so it actually looks like it's just a piece of cardboard with a massive giant logo on. Doesn't need a Minitron unless they've got the 2 Minitrons that they had last year, which should be the WCW NWO ones. I absolutely love and adore these because these are what really make everything on the game to me look the way that I need it to look. I'm not actually sure what that's doing, but basically there were screens. These are just straight up screens, so I'm gonna have to change that. I think the image that I want should be a custom image of Starcade. Apply it, single. Again, look at that, beautiful, looks really nice. Except now what they did last year that I didn't like was they didn't make both sides accessible. So what I mean by that is I couldn't actually add. That's amazing. So they've changed it so that this year I can actually add the Starcade logo to both sides, which I couldn't do last year. It was a real pain in the backside because I was trying really hard to do content. I really wanted to mirror the content on both of these platforms and it just didn't work. Now it looks like I've got exactly what I wanted, which is great because it means that this Starcade arena is going to look a lot better than it did before. The header, I'm just going to throw in. Oh, look at this camera angle, man. Why do they do camera angles like this? Now, from what I can see, that would sit just above the arena. There you go, perfect. Not sure why it didn't ask me the color, but that's fine. I'm sure that'll be a lighting rig later. So you can see straight away Starcade is looking a lot better, a lot more like it should do for Starcade. There are no wall objects, although I do tend to add something which gives it, if they've got it still on the game, just adds a little bit more authenticity, which is not that. Announce table. Oh, stage props. There we go. This is what I wanted. So stage props are the thing that I usually add, which just kind of add to the game. Basically, these pillars are something that I add every time to the game because they make it look a little bit more like Starcade was at the time. Now, I need to do the camera options again because this is not good. Because as you can see, you can spot it there and it's just like, hold on, why is that bad? So what I want to do is basically just add a couple of stage props that were on. I mean, these pillar things were on Star Arcade every time. Yet again, I've got to change the camera. I don't understand why, but I've got to do it anyway. So switch that over, move it over there like that to about there. You know, just get things coordinated a bit. So that's my Starcade. That's the best Starcade looking entrance I have ever done, so you'll be glad to know that. Stage display, not a clue what this means just yet. So obviously, yes, I want that on. I want that on. Want that on. Header. Yeah, I want the header on. Lights. Oh, beautiful. Now, the lighting was blue. Starcade essentially in '97 was all about the blues, sort of like dark blues, you know, dark blues, sort of the darker colours really. Fifth group, what on earth? Yeah, perfect. So nice dark moody colours. That was what Starcade was all about. Light for construction, no idea. So there's your match lighting. Again, it looks amazing during matches with the Starcade logo. Loving that. However, I think I could probably get it a bit darker perhaps on the Starcade image, but the ring now. So again, what I like to do is always delete. Just always delete everything, get it all back, get it reset to 0 so that you are working with a blank canvas. And then you can work on it. Now what I've done, I've just got to go into my computer, because what I did, as sad as I am, I actually took a picture of the ring from the network as well to make sure that I get everything perfect. So the apron, of course, all groups. The apron was like a dark grey colour. It's like a dark grey, but with a blue hue to it, so it needs to be on the blue side. Because it's almost blue. It's like a, I don't know whether it's called like a grey blue or whatever, but it's definitely got a blue tint. There's no markings on the mats. I think that's important to say. It looks like you have to. It looks like you have to have the LED this year. Now, I'm not sure about that, so I'll see if I can change that. Because the ring posts... Yeah, I wonder if you can't actually delete. It's a shame that you can't do that, actually. It looks like they've taken out the old ring posts, but I'm sure they're on here. So there must be a way to do it. That's so weird. Okay, so the LED display at the moment, it doesn't look like you can delete them. I'm sure there's a way of doing it, because it would be really odd that they would make you have those on the game. Maybe it's in movie display. Can't see anything there. So it's not in there. It's not in apron. Ah, here we go. Perfect. So we want to remove those. Let's get back to old school days. Let's go back to the ring. So I've done the apron now. The apron looks, I'm happy with that. LED display. Matte. The matte looks like it's this horrible dark grey that only... Ooh, not that horrible. It's like a dirty grey. It's like a... Or like that kind of colour. Again, there's an image. I don't know if you know Starcade, but it did have the actual logo in the middle of the ring. Although, it was a bigger image. And do you know what? Looking at this right now, the images really stand out. That looks a lot different to how it did before on last year's game. The image stands out more, looks a bit more clear. There's something about it that looks a lot nicer, actually. In fact, what I tend to do with this, if I can, what I tend to do is make the opacity, take the opacity down a bit, because ultimately this is a ring. You know, the matte would have been used. It would have had... I don't think the print was particularly good either on the rings. So I'm going to take the opacity down. That makes that what it is. There you go. That's much more authentic looking ring now. Ropes are black. Simples. I always had a problem. WWE2k games have always had a problem with blacks as well. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when you create something in black, particularly on the rings and the arenas, it tends to look purple, which is really bizarre because it shouldn't be, but it does. Now, the normal ring posts are all the same colour, all black, from what I can see. No patterns, nothing like that, except that. Turnbuckle pads were all yellow, so we're going to show you the colour that they were. They weren't that colour yellow actually, they were a little bit stronger, but they were still weak in colour. More of a, it's like a brighter colour yellow actually. I'll give it a bit more yellow than that. There you go. So that's about right for the colour of the ring posts. The turnbuckle pads, sorry. So that's the ring. The ring looks more or less done. Steel steps. Now again, steel steps. Last year when I made them black, they didn't look black. That is a much bigger improvement. They actually look black now. As opposed to last year, I would have to give them a different colour and look. That is so much better. I will accept that. So that is the ring done. That is your Starcade 1997 ring arena. Ringside looks a bit different. The floor mat would have been a classic look. That's better. The colour actually was like a pale white. It was closer to the ring mat colour, but it was a bit paler. No pattern or anything. Obviously barricade would have been the basic steel. Don't want that. I don't know why I'm in there. That's what I want. Colour, please. It would have been it was the standard sort of white, sort of grey, silver kind of thing going on. So this is Starcade 97. I don't want cloth. Let's make sure that's accepted without the cloth. Okay, that's perfect. Fence. Oh, okay. This just needs to be as simple as possible. So let's go with the steel barricade again. The announce table. Do you know what? Starcade at WCW, there would not have been ringside perfect. Now we're going into other. Again, I just delete everything. It's the best thing you can do. Oh wow, this is cool. So you can actually create an atmosphere, which is kind of cool. Back in those days though, it would have been probably more saturated than colourful. It would have had probably... Oh, I don't like that. That's horrible. Let's take that back. The contrast, let's see what that does. Oh wow. So as you can see, the contrast obviously darkens the arena. There would have been a fog, but it wouldn't have been that heavy. All of the old arenas had fogs. That's really cool that they've added that. That's nice. Accept that. So I think that's basically what I want. The electronic billboard. That's going to have my image on it. So let's go to custom images. Let's throw the Starcade arena in there. Single. No opacity for that. Actually, what just happened then? Images. Custom images. That. Edit image. Apply. I don't understand. Ah, there we go. I missed that. Silly, silly, silly me. Right, so I just want that to be like Starcade, NWO, WCW, visual. That's probably something that wouldn't have been around back in '97, but I like to add it. It looks nice. Now, oh, this is a much better angle on the lighting. I really like that. That is way better. Much easier for me to see what I'm doing in terms of the colours of the lights. So this would have all been blue. This would have been like dark greys, blues. It's just the way that, I think the way the world was in those days, to be honest. Much more gothic look to it, especially with the fact that this was Sting. And this is new as well. I do not know what I'm doing right now. Oh wow, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, so you can add the arena logo to the back of the chairs now. That's kind of cool. I'm sure you'll never see it, but hey. Menu image. Now, menu image I always struggle because I want to make sure that you guys can see the ring, but I also want you to see the arena as well, to see that it is actually Starrcade 97. I'm just going to stick with one, I think it's easier. Okay, so I'm just going to change one thing before I upload this, and that is the movie display. That's it. And what I'm going to do actually is take down the opacity, if possible. There's something wrong there, like it's on a black background. I want that, that's better. I want it to be darker so it looks more like you can actually see it. And there you go, and that is everything. So that is the end of my first arena. And I always spell this wrong. Starrcade 97, which is my first of my 1997 WCW packs. So there's going to be another 4 that come after this one. Enter that. Now, the only other thing I want to check before I finish, because I always forget these things. If I go to stage and stage display, I want to look at the Minitron. Basically, on that Minitron, on this side, there seems to be some sort of image behind my logo. I'm not quite sure why. But I'm going to see if I can adjust that, or if it's something that I've done. It doesn't look like it. So let's see if I can just change the colour to like a grey. Okay, that's it. I mean, that looks like it doesn't change. In fact, maybe I can put a nice little backdrop and change that colour to a nice dark black. Perfect. So there you go. That's it. That is my arena finished. Hopefully this year the game actually does this right, and when I save it and upload it, it doesn't decide to change the Titantron to some random looking image that makes my arena look terrible, because I happen to think that this looks really cool now. I hope that you like it. I'm going to accept that, and then I'm going to adjust the show as well, so I'm going to go through the show with you. But that at the moment is looking all she wrote for Starrcade 1997. Cool. Custom show. I think we can work out what all this is. Can't be bothered with that. The show music. There hopefully is a Starrcade music, so I'm gonna. I thought there should be Starrcade music. Where are you? Where are you, Starrcade? Well, I thought I downloaded. Nope. Maybe it just doesn't have music. Well, let's have a look. I tend to go with the older ones anyway, so I'm pretty sure I saw SummerSlam 88. Although, because all the newer ones sound too sort of hip-hoppy, they don't have that kind of classic sound to them. But I've actually gone for the Clash of Champions music. Commentary, this is awesome, but No doubt they're not going to have any of the older WCW ones. Wow, that is impressive. That is amazing that they've got some of those in, but it's going to have to be a general purpose, I think. Screen filter, always the same. I tend to do the... It'll actually be late 90s now because they've changed the filters. I prefer the late 90s. Just adding a bit of grain makes it look more realistic. The arena, obviously, Starcade 97. The show image will now be my custom one. I'm going to apply that now. The watermark image, that is usually... For me, that is... I keep clicking. That's usually just WCW. Show load for Starcade. Whoa. Let's see what they've got for Starcade. I remember I used one last year that was quite good actually for Starcade. It was one of these two. I think it was this one. It just looks like the same colours. It is Starcade essentially. So I use that where I can. And then I try and have to look again and sort of say which one is it. I think it's classical with the colour. So we've got transition designs. Pretty much all of this is the same as last year. So there you go. Starcade, to me, that looks perfect. Replay screen design. Same thing. Like just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Etc. design. I don't know what that is. I don't think they called it that last year. Okay, so I want a full preview. This is going to show you the whole show, what it's going to look like when Starcade is complete. It's a nice slow load screen at the beginning just to bore you. And then here we go. So nice, while you wait to load, it actually, you can skip through some tips and tutorials on different things, which is quite fun. I'm glad they did that. Oh man, I'm very happy, man. I am a very, very happy boy. This is way better than last year's Starcade Arena. I'm enjoying this. Starcade looks great. I kind of wish I need to add video to those Minitrons, but everything else looks absolutely like it did back in 1997. Logo looks impressive. I hope you guys like this creation. It's my favorite one to create. Last year it was obviously got me about 10,000 downloads. This year I'm hoping it's going to get even more as I make it more authentic, more close to the real thing. Logo looks great. Very happy. But let's see what happens once I get all the replays up. I want to make sure that everything is perfect for you guys for this to be uploaded. This is probably not going to be used in my universe mode. I'm going to create like a standard generic Starcade without the 1997 on. But this is an arena that I use all the time in exhibition mode, especially when Hulk Hogan eventually makes his way onto Community Creations. The ring looks cool. AJ looks fun, but should not be in that arena at that time. He's probably 4 years old.
Big stage, big fight.
Actually, he wasn't 4. He actually wrestled in WCW at the end, so he wouldn't have been 4, but he would have been training, I guess. Okay, I'm happy. The ring looks good. Yep. The only thing is the referee. I need to remember to change the referee, because that is the wrong referee. Not standard. It's got to be WCW. So that's it. Starcade is done. This is going to be uploaded to Community Creations. I have now finished. So now I'm going to go straight in, upload it. I'm going to let you guys see what I upload this time, and also show you some of the other content that I've made. So far, we've got Karma Mustafa from his Nation of Domination days. We've got Booker T, who does not... I cannot still believe that Booker, the name Booker, is not on this game in the audio. But T is, so he's like Baron B or Baron T or something weird. But that's his Harlem Heat outfit. And then in my images, Here is my WCW pack, so you can take those, do what you need with them. They're really cool. My arenas, which I'm going to do right now, and get Starcade 97 running. Again, I think I've actually got a hashtag list, so basically I'm just doing like the same hashtags, 1997, WCW, blah blah blah. It's all the same stuff for you. But again, go on there, it's X Harper, please feel free to download. I've already got, oh, and I've got a championship that you can preview. It's my Universal Tag Team titles. I actually think it looks better this year than it did last year, which I'm really proud of. Glad about that. I've already got a download on there. And then shows, I'm just going to basically do all my shows. I'm just mirroring the shows that I've uploaded and created arenas for, and I think that sort of speaks for itself why I'm doing that. But yeah, that's it. I mean, if you guys want any specific WCW content, let me know. I love WCW content. I'm very good at that. That's one of my favorite things. I've got a 1997 pack coming out with 4 more authentic arenas from 1997 to go, but at the moment 97 Starcade is up, and we'll have more to come. See you soon.